In several of my videos, I mentioned I was on the crime and corruption beat for decades. I was around police officers, mostly good, some bad, for many, many years. I can say from experience, racism is not a few bad apples. It's endemic in some police departments. The extent of the racism disease among our occasional protectors in blue is open to debate. The corrosive effect on constitutional rights and true law and order is not. So-called people of color, especially blacks, are all too aware of police racism. Less well known is the animosity between black and white officers that erodes police solidarity. If you ask what's wrong with policing in America, this man has a blunt answer.
I would say it's all part of the systemic racism that goes on.
Rudy Thomas, who is part black, part Filipino, is a retired deputy police chief. He spent nearly 30 years in the Detroit Police Department. He's seen it all from the inside. Thomas will tell you not all police officers are racist, but many are ill-equipped to deal with the cultural differences in minority neighborhoods.
There are some officers that weren't racist, but they have never dealt with blacks, Latinos, and then that's where that systemic racism gets in.
People in the ghetto know they need the police, but they're very distrustful based on years of experience. From the time they are little kids, blacks and Hispanics learn some of the cops who patrol their neighborhoods aren't always there to protect and serve. More and more, it seems, having black skin when the police are around is a deadly condition.
It's a mindset that they have that we're here protecting you, you need to let us do our job and leave us alone, and then we'll keep you safe. That's the mentality.
Thomas encountered systemic police racism in his first partner when he was assigned to patrol duty on the midnight shift.
I had a white senior officer and never said a word all night. I mean, so that he kind of let you say what they were saying.
You were working as his partner?
His partner, midnights. Never said a word.
And you'd ride around for 8 hours and he wouldn't say a word?
Wouldn't say a word. He'd go in and he'd go walk in and get coffee at a stop. And I'm thinking, say, well, you know, we're getting out and having lunch. I'd have to go out and just sit down. I sit there with him. He wouldn't say anything. And I never worked with him again.
Thomas complained to his supervisor, who responded the way managers in most police departments would handle it.
He said, I'll take care of this. And then he put him with another white officer anyway. That's all he had.
Thomas says the racial animosity didn't change when he was promoted to sergeant.
I didn't know very many people there, and I noticed the officers, you know, they looked at me. They wouldn't say, hey, Sarge, something like that. But they said Sarge to the other white sergeants and stuff. I'm thinking, is it something I said or what? And so anyhow, I got on patrol. I was trying to do my job as a supervisor. And then I responded 870 or 670, whatever it was. So I said...
That's a radio code.
Radio code, yeah, that supervisor's on his way. And then I heard 2 or 3 times, I thought I heard Willie, and I said, is that Willie? Yeah, hey, Willie 70's on the way. Willie 70 on the way. And then the other black officer said, yeah, be positive. I heard that on the radio. And then I got back in the station and said, you know they were calling you. I said, what are you talking about? Willie 70, black sergeant.
Is that what that means?
Oh, that's what it is. Oh,
but it was a racial...
It's a racial, yeah.
Insult.
Insult. And I don't know who the voices were. I didn't identify with anybody there. I was new. Willie 70. Willie 70 on the way, and you hear him chuckling on the air. No one said anything.
And that spills over into their interaction with citizens.
Exactly. If they would, treat a supervisor, a black supervisor, it'd be worse for a citizen. I can't even imagine how they may respond or talk to them or not talk to them. Yeah, I can still remember their faces to this day.
Do you have any reason to think that things are going to get any better anytime soon in America in terms of minorities and policing?
I think that's one of the toughest things that the department is going to ever have to work on. I hope that they do. It's going to be a long, tough battle.
Getting the police to treat all citizens equally and fairly is a big job. Unequal policing is one of the nation's most persistent and urgent problems. If people are serious about law and order, police brutality has to stop.